What's going on, guys? Ozzy here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today it's going to be kind of a different video. It's going to be a video I've actually never done before, but it is going to be a FIFA 21 news video. Pretty much we're going to be talking about all the news that has just been recently uploaded onto the internet. They gave us a lot of news, and I really do want to talk about it because I haven't said anything on Twitter, haven't said anything on Instagram, and obviously haven't said anything on YouTube. So I wanted to make this video just to show you guys what my personal opinion, and I will be going through every single aspect, pretty much telling you what gameplay wise has changed, what Ultimate Team new additions are there, what VOLTA, yeah, I know VOLTA, but we move. And the only one thing that I didn't see them upload was pro clubs, and that is a big thing for me because I love pro clubs, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of you do as well, and they didn't say anything about that. So maybe they're leaving that to a side for now because they really are building up on it. But hey, we are going to see how it goes. But FIFA 21, let's get straight into it. So we are going to see the Mbappe front covers. The one on the left is the normal edition, the original edition if you want to call it, and the one on the right is the Champions edition. Now for me, if I'm looking at this as like just seeing the front cover, I do not like it at all. Now, I understand, my personal opinion probably doesn't really matter to EA. They're not really going to care too much if I say it looks bad, it looks good. But for me, personally, I do not like it. It's just one of those ones where it looks very messy. And I know a lot of people complained as well, but a lot of people say they like it. Now, I don't know why they really like it. Maybe because it's something different, right? We've had multiple years where we put a player on the front cover and then we just pretty much throw it out there, right? But I like that. Like, if you gave me a FIFA 21, just a normal edition, with this right here, with just this square, I would have enjoyed it. It looks very basic, but at the same time, it looks nice. It looks clean. But with this, it just looks like you threw images from Instagram literally everywhere. Now, I personally think this is a bit lazy from EA. They got the same front cover thing here. No, it's not front cover, sorry. They got the netting here, and they got the netting up here in black and white. So, it's one of those ones where, like, I don't personally like it. Let me know in the comment section if you like it. I'm not really a fan of it, let's just say that. But either way, the Ultimate Edition. Now, this Ultimate Edition right here looks clean. Looks very clean. This is one thing I do like. It looks very clean. It doesn't look messy. It doesn't look like there's pictures being thrown everywhere. I like the photography in this as well. I like how they made it black and white. I like how they put the Ultimate Edition down the sides. The Kylian Mbappe wording just below the FIFA 21 logo. The PSG as well. I like how they got the EA Sports logo down here with the EA Sports FIFA 21 Ultimate Edition. Everything about this looks clean. This is, for me personally, this is what it should look like. I love it. Honestly, I do. This is probably the edition I will be getting because I don't want to log in every day and see this kind of mess. So I'll probably spend the extra bit of money just to see this beautiful photography and stuff like that. But yeah, Ultimate Edition definitely looks like the way to go, I would say. But when it comes down to what is actually, like, what add-ons pretty much you get with the Ultimate Edition, the Champion Edition, and the Standard Edition. I understand my camera's in a way. I did come prepared this time. Our camera is gone. You only can hear me now. But either way, this is pretty much what it is. So you pre-order it, right? And the only difference, the only huge difference I would say between the Champions Edition and the Standard Edition is the 3 days early access. I honestly, when it comes down to packs, the cover star, the, foot ambassador and stuff like that, I don't really care about that too much because I know I'm going to probably spend a little bit of money on a game. You always have to every year, don't you? And I'll probably get a pretty decent team and I don't have to use loan players. But either way, we are going to go through this. Standard Edition, you get up to 3 rare gold packs, 1 per week for 3 weeks. That's not great. We all know it's not great. But the cover star loan items, so the cover stars are pretty much these players right here. You got the Joao Felix, you got the Trent, Mbappe and Haaland. That is, I believe, is the cover stars, and you also have a foot ambassador player pick as well. So you get to choose one of these ones once again. Now, a special edition foot kits and stadium items, I don't think anyone cares about that. I don't think anyone, honest to God, cares about that. But either way, the Champion Edition does actually come with 3 days early access. You get up to 12 rare gold packs, so big improvement when it comes down to packs. You get a cover star loan item for 5 matches. You get a career mode homegrown talent. Now, I'm going to talk about career mode later in this, but if I'm going to be real with you guys, I don't think I'll probably touch career mode for a very, very long time. So that doesn't really catch my eye too much. But hey, it's always nice to have, I guess. Now, you do get a Foot Ambassador play pick once again, and you get a special edition foot kit and the stadium items. But as I said, biggest things in probably the Champions Edition, the 12 packs, and the 3-day early access. Other than that, I'm not really interested in anything else. Now, but this is where it gets a bit interesting, okay? And this is not the reason I'm going to get the Ultimate Edition. As I said, I'm getting the Ultimate Edition simply because the front cover looks 10 times better. I don't want the other two. I don't want to see that on my Xbox or on my PS5, okay? So you actually get a ones to watch player. Interesting, because knowing what's actually getting released is... is the transfer going for the transfer window is, I see Werner going to Chelsea, I see Ziyech going to Chelsea, I see a lot of transfers, and this ones to watch could actually be the best ones to watch cards we have seen in a very, very long time. We all know we saw Ronaldo move to Juventus and he had a ones to watch card. I believe that was back in FIFA 19, but at the same time, I believe this could be the best one. This could be absolutely huge when it comes down to ones to watches. So Ultimate Edition, hey, I would take that either way. Now, we do get a 3-day early access. We get 24 packs. So, it's actually times by 2. And you get 2 per week for 12 weeks. So, it's the same time span. But this time, you actually get 2 apart from 1. Which is pretty decent. Not bad at all. Now, you still get a cover star. You still get the homegrown talent. You still get a Foot Ambassador. And you still get a special edition for kits. Now, the price between the lot is actually quite big, so it kind of depends obviously how you're looking for money wise. But for me personally, as I said, I'm going to go for the Ultimate Edition, not just because it's the most expensive and you get the most stuff, but because of the front cover. Now we are going to obviously return. Hello, we are back. Now, the official reveal trailer was actually today. I did watch it. It looked pretty decent, but I do want to go through step by step with you guys just to show you and give you a bit more information, because I know a lot of words in there that probably people don't understand, but at the same time, it's like I will give you a bit more information on it than EA just writing up. Now, gameplay wise is the first thing we are going to talk about, right? And this is huge for me, because as soon as I saw all new dynamic attacking systems, I jumped out my chair. I started celebrating, okay? Because this year, I absolutely despise the attacking AI. It's so bad. There's so many times where people just hide behind players and they don't make movement. There's no movement between my attack. They usually tend to go behind the player, run offside all of a sudden. Then I'm just sitting here like, what do you want me to do, EA? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to pass backwards? Do you want me to pass back all the way to my keeper and reset the whole attack when I'm pretty much in their 18-yard box? This is what I mean. This is why I was so excited when it came down to this. Now, the first thing we are going to talk about is Agile Dribbling System, okay? This Agile Dribbling System is very interesting to see, because even though the dribbling in this FIFA 20 wasn't too bad with like the top tier cards, I feel like, yeah, there was still space for improvement, right? Where Lionel Messi didn't feel really like a Lionel Messi when it came down to dribbling. I feel like Lionel Messi is one of the best dribblers, if not the best dribbler in real life, and I want him to be insanely usable, especially in FIFA. I want him to feel exactly the same how he feels in real life. The fact that he can dribble past pretty much everyone he wanted to, right? But when it comes down to dribbling in game, I hear there's a new bridge dribble, which is a new skill move, and a ball roll fake turn. Now, I don't know what a bridge dribble is, and no one does. They just said it's a new skill move. Now, we all remember that FIFA 19 skill move. I can't remember what it's called. If you guys know what it's called, let me know in the comment section. That FIFA 19 skill move where you would do it consistently because there was no chain skill moves and it would just work past everyone. This is where EA need to realize they cannot put an overpowered skill move into the game. They need to put this bridge dribble. They need to make it good, but they need to make it not overpowered, because if they make it overpowered, I still don't know what it is, but if they make it overpowered, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good, especially in a way of dribbling, especially this year or next year. Now, when it comes down to ball roll fake turn. Now, the ball roll this year is insanely good. We know that. But for me, the ball roll is used to create an angle to get a consistent animation. For example, you do the ball roll to get that consistent shooting animation. You do the ball roll to get a consistent good passing animation. okay? When it comes down to ball roll fake turn, I don't believe that's going to be absolutely insane, because I'm not sure how far the ball's going to go away from the person's feet after I do the skill move, right? So I need to see it in play to then realize how good it is. So I'm not going to mention too much about that. Now, when it comes down to positioning personality, this right here is huge, okay? This is the aspect of, I believe, pay to win coming into play. Okay, if they add this, that means people like R9, CR7, Lionel Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, all of those players that have that attacking positioning, that high attacking positioning, is going to make 10 times better runs than the players like Sterling, players like Rashford, players like Martial, that haven't got insanely good attacking positioning, okay? So this could bring in that pay-to-win aspect, but at the same time, if they do it correctly, it will not. So that's in their hands. That's in their hands. But another thing I do want to talk about is the playmakers and the defenders, okay? The playmakers is huge, because playmakers are like Bruno Fernandes, Isco, Kevin De Bruyne. We got so many, like Havertz and stuff like that, right? Now, this year, it's been a struggle for playmakers because their runs haven't been great. Their attacking presence hasn't been outstanding, okay? But this could change everything. This pretty much allows playmakers to do what they do in real life. Get in between the gaps, get into open space, allow you to give you the passing option. That right there could be absolutely game changing. Now, when it comes down to defenders, it kind of comes down to interceptions, being where you're positioned, tracking runs and stuff like that. Quite easy. Now, creative runs in tactics. This right here can change everything. This could change the whole way everyone plays FIFA. You could actually have your own unique runs in this game, making yourself have a unique playstyle. Now, this year especially, no one really had a unique playstyle. I personally don't think. It was the same thing. Pass, 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 pass until you get an open space, okay? It was pass around the back, pass forward, go back, pass forward, go back, pass forward, go back. Sometimes park the bus, sometimes maybe not park the bus. It was just one of those aspects, but I never really wanted to get involved, especially in the pro scene, right? That's why I quit the pro scene, because I saw this game, I saw how it was going. I said, boom, content creator, yes it is. But either way, when it comes down to creative runs, you can do whatever you want pretty much, if it is correct, okay? If they make it like exactly how I'm saying, we could see one of the biggest changes in FIFA we've ever seen, okay? We could make players do certain runs in certain situations that allow us to score goals consistently. Especially having different tactics in different situations. For example, if someone's parking a bus, make them do different runs. If someone's playing fluently, boom, you have a complete different play style. You know what I mean? But either way, smoother encounters. Now, smoother encounters is pretty much where people like, people like CDMs going for tackles and them not coming out of the ball. We had that animation this year where you would go in for a tackle. It would be like a bump animation, and it would make the person that you are tackling do a tumbling over animation, okay? But it didn't work consistently, and we all knew that. But this right here, smoother encounters, could work perfectly, because you could actually get the ball once you tackle. Now, we can't get our hopes too high, because we all know how that usually turns out. Now, competitive mode. Competitive mode is interesting. It's a new mode when it comes down to single player, okay? It's not online, it's a single player mode. This single player mode, pretty much, I would say, allows us to play against top tier players. For example, it tries to mimic people like DHTX, M. all these amazing players. It tries to mimic their playstyle and allows us to go into a single player mode and actually play against them. So you don't have to sit there and invite people to a game and stuff like that. You can actually mimic their playstyle and try to learn how they play. Then all of a sudden, you're much better at FIFA. But next up, we do have career mode. Now, career mode is definitely one I do want to talk about, and you might want to sit back on this one because this is a long one. Career mode is absolutely huge. I knew EA was changing something big about career mode, because there was so much you can do when it comes down to career mode. But our first one is going to be interactive match simulator. Now, this right here is a thing they actually have in Football Manager. If you guys don't know what Football Manager is, it's pretty much you manage a football team. But either way, now they have a lot of interactions when it comes down to Football Manager, simply because they have a lot of features where you can do so much stuff at so many times where they kind of needed it to implement into career mode. Now, with this interactive match system, it allows you to see your lineup, it allows you to see your bench, it allows you to see your stamina at the same time. It pretty much allows you to see all the stats like match facts and stuff like that. But this is the huge bit. It actually allows you to see the game live. not at like when you're sitting in the stadium, no. At like a bird's eye view, pretty much you'll see the ball bouncing around with your teammates and stuff like that. But it's not just that, because this is absolutely huge. Because usually now we have a simulator where they will show the lineup, then all of a sudden you skip to the end, they give you a random score. Well, they didn't give you a random score, it's mechanical wise, but they'll give you a score that sometimes makes sense, sometimes doesn't, right? But with this, you can actually see the play style that your players are playing. So if you want to play like a tick-attacker play, you can see them tick-attacking around. If you want to see a counter-attack, you can see them counter-attack. And that, for me, is huge. Now, revamped growth system. This right here is interesting. It's a new kind of feature into career mode where I believe could change the whole career mode aspect, right? Where you actually can turn right backs into right wingers. So you can turn Alphonso Davies, the left back for Bayern, into a left winger again because he used to be a left winger. So you have to kind of be careful with that though, because I believe if you switch him from a left back to a left winger, the growth, the potential, his current rating will most likely change at that current time. And you do have to train the player, so you can't just instantly change them all of a sudden at the same rating, get the same stats. No. You have to train them into that certain position for a certain amount of time, and they will eventually get into that position. But once again, there's obviously negatives to it that you could screw up with the potential. All of a sudden, they can't get to like their full potential, and that's when, you know, you have to learn about the game pretty much. But match sharpness. Now, this kind of comes close to my next thing as well, where it comes down to active training system. So I'm pretty much going to be talking about them at the same time. So match sharpness pretty much is you training your player up to the point where they will turn up in big games. And this is where it comes with active training system as well, where you get a group, for example, all the Manchester United defenders. You got Lindelof, Maguire, Bailey, Luke Shaw, who's our right back? Can't remember our right back. Oh yeah, Wan-Bissaka. How can I forget Wan-Bissaka? Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. But either way, you get those kind of players and you pretty much train them together to that point where they will turn up in the big games. They will learn how to defend with each other and stuff like that. And they could put in key tackles. They could put in key interceptions. And you could turn up really, really good, especially in Champions League finals, Champions League semi-finals, FA Cup finals, and stuff like that. But it's not just for defenders, it's for attackers as well. So let's say, obviously, me being a Manchester United fan, I'll mention Manchester United players. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood in attacking form, right? You could pretty much put them in a group, and they will turn, after a few training sessions, they will turn up in the big games. And let's say when the Champions League final, Martial threw on goal, the percentage of him missing is way, way less than if you didn't train him. It would probably be like 30%, 40%, or even higher than that. Now, active management system. This is interesting because they have this in Football Manager as well, where you can actually choose when you train. And this is what I needed in career mode as well, saying I'm a big fan of career mode, where you would actually select a certain day or certain days of the week to train. So usually when it comes down to career mode nowadays, you would probably leave like a day, maybe even 2 days before the actual match. Now you can leave 3 or 4, even 5 if you really want to. I personally wouldn't do that, but you know, it's your decision. And you can have their stamina full and get ready for the game, obviously. But at the same time, just be careful with their form, because if you leave them for a lot of days, I'm going to guess their morale, their, you know, all of that stuff will go down. Now, enhance opposition AI. This is kind of weird, but they need to be careful with this, okay? They can't put this to the max, because when it comes down to enhance opposition AI, I feel like if they put it too high, they will make some crazy, crazy things happen in this game. Because let's say Dortmund's on a full good form and Liverpool's a good form, but because Dortmund's players have higher ratings than Liverpool players, they all make Dortmund players play in a certain way. But next time you play them, let's say Dortmund are in a bad form and all of their ratings have like a 6.0 while your Liverpool players have like a 9.0, obviously you have a higher chance of your Liverpool players actually winning that game, because their Dortmund players wouldn't play the same way they play when they were good form. Now, once again, they have to be careful with that, because if they put it too low, you would actually get screwed with it. If you put it too high, you could end up losing to, I don't know, Brentford, let's say 5-0 when you're Manchester United. So that's what I mean. They have to be careful with that. But more career mode stuff. New ways of signing players. So this is interesting to see, because I didn't really expect this to be in the game. I didn't really think about it, but hey, it's a good thing to be fair. Basically, you can loan in a player. So let's say you want to loan, I don't know, you could go for Alphonso Davies. Let's get him as an example as well. Bayern will never loan him out, but you know what I mean. So you go to Manchester United, you start your career mode at Manchester United, you want to loan Alphonso Davies to your team. But once you make the loan to buy offer, you can actually loan him in. If he plays good, you can actually activate that buy offer. So it's not one of those ones where you would loan a player in. They would automatically go out back into their team and then you buy the player. No, you loan them out and you have that buy offer locked in. It's a certain amount locked in. So it doesn't matter. Let's say if you loan the player, you improve them up by 20 plus ratings, that buy offer will still stick the same. And that is obviously huge because we all know how loan players, especially in the smaller teams, works out, right? They go up by like +5, +8. Then all of a sudden you can't afford them because you play them every game and they played so well. But now there's a buy-in locked and you can actually activate it and obviously get the player for that certain amount. That is huge, by the way. That is huge. But new initial setup options get a more true-to-life experience of negotiating signings on the transfer market. So this is pretty much more authentic, so more logical transfers, okay? You know how career mode works out, right? This year, you could honestly go to, Manchester United, have around 200 mil. You could go buy Kylian Mbappe easily. You give up 200 mil, you probably give up a few more players, you get Mbappe in your team, right? It just doesn't make sense. I doubt Mbappe will ever go Manchester United. Not because Manchester United is not a big club, but because it's one of those ones where Manchester United is 100% big club, but he would rather go to Real Madrid, Barcelona, and all of those kind of teams, right? It just makes more logical reasons why he would go there rather than somewhere else. But yeah, it's just more logical transfers pretty much is what they're talking about. And you can actually do the setup options. So these setup options pretty much means where if you're in a small club, you can actually change their transfer budget. So you can, tweak around with it a little bit. You can give like 20 mil to Brentford, and all of a sudden you can afford some of the good players. So that's, what you want to play with. But Ultimate Team, the main thing I'm here to talk about, Foot Co-op. We all know they had it on PES and they have finally brought it onto actual Ultimate Team. This is huge, but I'm not, hyped for it. I'm not. A lot of people on Twitter I've seen, oh my god, they got co-op, oh my god, they got co-op. Listen, okay? If you actually read it properly, it says team up with a friend and compete for rewards, both division rivals and squad battles. We all know no one's going to play squad battles, okay? We all know it. No one is going to play co-op squad battles, and if you do, I honestly, at that point, feel sorry for you. Because when it comes down to division rivals, that just pretty much confirmed they're keeping division rivals into next FIFA, okay? They've confirmed it 100% now. They said team up with a friend and compete for rewards in both division rivals. So they're keeping division rivals in. I'm not sure if they're going to change rewards in it though. But when it comes down to division rivals, I'm going to guess how it works is the player that invites you, they're the host. So they get put into, the people's division that they're currently in. But if the other teammate invites you, it's in their division. Now, this is going to be a hard one, okay? Because when it comes down to rewards, they say to earn weekly progress and work towards brand new co-op objectives. Okay? This co-op objectives could be coins, could be players, it could be anything. But this is why I'm not getting excited. Because when it comes down to objectives and when it comes down to weekly progress, we all know how that turns out. We all know it. It always turns out to be something messed up and, I'm not about that life. Okay? I'm not about it. So, I do want to talk about that a lot, but at the same time, I'm going to leave it to a side until I get a bit more information. Now, new ways to expand, ways to customize your team's look. This is pretty much just like Tifus, badges, and all of those kind of stuff. Not really stuff that I care about too much. Maybe you care about it, but for me, it's just all about gameplay, menus, players. And as you clearly can see, there's one thing I haven't spoke about yet. And we do see a Cantona. So, a Manchester United legend is coming back into Ultimate Team. Finally, Cantona is in the game. Now, I'm not sure how overpowered he is going to be. Hopefully, they don't screw his stats like they did to Kaka. And maybe they'll actually make him a bit overpowered. Now, take your Foot Club from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. So, this pretty much means where FIFA is going to start in the old consoles, PS4, Xbox One. And when the new consoles come out, as soon as you get it, you can automatically push your club into the next console. You don't have to reset. Because I know a lot of games, I have actually heard, they're not transferring over their information, which is a big L, by the way. Good W from W from EA, but big L for those other games, because why would you work so hard to get something on the old console when in 2 months the new console comes out, if you know what I mean. But yeah, big W from EA when it comes down to that. Now, VOLTA, a game mode that, you know, wasn't the greatest this year. I believe personally it was one of those ones where it never lived up to its expectations, where they didn't put it into online. Pretty much you could play with your friends. But that has all changed now, because VOLTA Squads is here, where you can play up to 3 friends, or you can go into an online game where you do 5v5. So I'm guessing the 3 friends is 3v3. You control each one of the players. You play against another team that also has 3v3. So that is good. Really, really good from EA. The only problem that I had with VOLTA this year, and yes, I actually played it for like 2 or 3 games, was it wasn't amazing when it came down to gameplay. They felt fluent, they felt responsive, skill moves was really nice, but finishing as a 1v1 opportunity was absolutely terrible. But look at this right here, gameplay, new game pacing, intelligent squad movement, and more rewarding one-on-one situations. This is what I needed. Yeah, I understand it's VOLTA at the end of the day. It wasn't hyped this year, but hey, next year could be a whole different thing. So the one-on-one situations, pretty much you would miss one-on-one clear-cut opportunities. And it would honestly bring you down to the level of you don't really want to play the game because it was so hard. There was like a glitch, 6'8", 7'3", something around there, player. And he wouldn't even be a goalkeeper, right? You would stick him in the goal and he was like an attacker. He would have terrible goalkeeper stats, but because he was so tall, he saved everything. Like, bruh, EA, how can't you see that? And how can't you patch that? I don't understand. But either way, hopefully these one-on-one situations will be improved, and they have to be improved mentally, because this year it was absolutely terrible. New appeal from professional football clubs, street football collectives, and celebrity design collections. Now, this is the basics, right? This is where you get to customize your player. There was a store this year that you actually had to buy some currency. I can't remember what that was. Probably FIFA points, right? But either way, professional football clubs you can play, so I'm going to guess they have a certain amount of players in the team. And no, actually, it's a new appeal, isn't it? Okay, so sorry, that was a complete mistake. They basically, you get their kits, okay? You get the new football kits where if they, for example, the new Chelsea kit has a big 3 on it, you probably get that kit and stuff like that. Street football collectives, new shoes, new gloves, new, I don't know, new shin pads, new socks, stuff like that, pretty much. And celebrity design collections is probably hair. Like, let's say you're doing little what's called, what was it, little Uzi and stuff like that. You can get the hair, you can get the, I don't know, the trousers, the shirt and stuff like that. It's pretty much everything just to customize your player. But either way, match up against AI control players as well as squads from the VOLTA football community and compete for points and rewards. So this is pretty much where you play the AI. The AI has star players. For example, VOLTA's star player was Junior, and when it came down to that, he was a really good VOLTA player, obviously, in the game, and, you know, he did his little skill moves time to time, but as a actual player, not an AI, you're always going to destroy him, no matter what game mode. No matter what difficulty, sorry. But yeah, you pretty much get rewards and points for just being the AI. So pretty much like we're playing squad battles, okay? But new locations, so this is where it comes into play, where they actually put new locations. Still don't believe anyone really cares about this, but hey, Sao Paulo's downtown, we got Milan Street Pitch, and you got Dubai's Dome. Dubai's Dome sounds pretty nice. Milan Street Pitch, sounds alright, doesn't sound too good. But when it comes down to Sao Paulo's downtown, that's alright, I guess that's alright. But Dubai's Dome, that looks interesting. 5 brand new footballing playgrounds as well. At the same time, it all depends about the gameplay, right? It could be absolutely garbage, and it could end up the same thing as this year. But this is where we have some new leagues coming into play. So what's called FIFA 21 is going to have 17,000 players, 700 plus teams, 90 stadiums, 30 plus leagues. And they're obviously going to have the world's biggest competition. So the Champions League, the Europa League, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the Liga, what's called La Liga Santander, all those amazing leagues. And hopefully, just hopefully, we could actually see new leagues. I like how they add new leagues, and especially this year, they added the Libertadores, and they added the South America and stuff like that. Because it gives us a new variety. Even though the players from those leagues aren't great, If at some point they go on Ultimate Team and they do what they did this year and give them amazing cards, we could see some brand new cards come into the meta. But either way, league-wise, pretty impressive. But that is going to be pretty much it. This is what is coming into August. Let me turn off my camera just so you guys can see. Coming into August is gameplay, career mode, VOLTA, pro clubs, and Ultimate Team. And yeah, there is one thing you guys didn't see, pro clubs, because there has not been any information on it just yet. I really do want to see what they do with pro clubs, because if I'm going to be honest with you guys, biggest game modes, rated, Ultimate Team, without a doubt. Pro Clubs is second, then it goes Career Mode, then it goes VOLTA. They need to really think about Pro Clubs this year, because if they don't, Pro Clubs could honestly be dying. They need to think about it. They need to improve it by a lot, because, hey, if they don't, we could not be in business when it comes down to that. But yeah, I would really like to see a big update in Pro Clubs, like they did an update on Career Mode. But that is going to be it. A lot of talking. But if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and for now, peace.